I'll begin with a word in English, and the rest is in Italian. But I want to repeat the words from the responsorial psalm. I will sing a new song to the Lord because he has done marvels. And indeed, not just with me, but with all of us.
We are back with Pope Leo there addressing the College of Cardinals a short time ago this morning during his very first Mass as the new leader of the Catholic Church.
Well, we have one of those cardinal electors with us now, Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the Archbishop of New York. Cardinal Dolan, good morning. I don't know how much you can tell me about what went on behind those closed doors, but, you know, people were just surprised and shocked. Were you surprised by this result?
Savannah and Craig, thanks for the invite. I miss you. I miss the Bloody Mary you fixed for me when I was in before the conclave. And tell Al that we've got a beautiful sunny day here in Rome after he gave a nasty forecast there. Savannah, yes, you used the word surprise. I was too. I can't talk about what went in the conclave. So, I mean, as things proceeded there, I was hardly surprised by his election. But I was surprised when I got to Rome, which is now about 2.5 weeks ago, after the death of Pope Francis. I was surprised at how many of my brother cardinals asked me about conosce questo Roberto Prevost? Do you know this Roberto Prevost? And I said, Chi? Who? And they said, well, he's an American. But we kind of, Craig and Savannah, didn't think of him that way. He's been out of the United States most of his life. He was a magnificently effective, so I hear, missionary to the poorest areas of Peru for about 30 years. And then he's worked here at the Holy See, at the Vatican, for quite a while. So we really didn't consider him a cardinal from the United States. Heck, when I was with you guys before the conclave and you were asking me about the American cardinals, we didn't mention him, remember?
I remember.
We kind of didn't think of him that way. So while I wasn't surprised at the outcome of the election, I have to be honest with you, I was very surprised about the intense interest in him when I went over to Rome. As many of my brother cardinals, as we all do, were asking about others. Tell us about this guy. And I said, I better get to know this fella because they're all interested. I'm not being much help to them. Yeah. So I better out a lot about him.
Cardinal, you know, I'm not Catholic, but there was, I think,
we can fix that, Craig. Okay.
But he is a sinner, like all of us.
Yes, I do need to be redeemed.
You'd sure be welcome. There's plenty of room.
I know, you sound like my wife. But Cardinal, there was this immense feeling of pride, regardless of your faith in this country yesterday, because, you know, he's one of us, and I think that's probably why. What kind of pope do you think he is going to be, Cardinal Dolan? How quickly can you get him over to St. Patrick's?
Well, I hope he comes to us before he goes home to Chicago. But anyway, all I could do, Craig, is let you know what impressed me. And I did get to know him. And in fact, the morning that we went into we were in the conclave the day before. And that morning, I just happened by chance to sit next to him, and so I had about a half hour with him, and a sincerity, a simplicity, an honesty, a realism. Apart from, I just got that contact from being with him. What I picked up was that he was a very astute theologian. Remember, he's a member of the Augustinian order, which means the order founded by St. Augustine, who's one of the towering philosophers and theologians in all of Western history. And so he's a man of astute theological sense, of intellectual fervor, and evangelical fervor as a great missionary. We found out, I asked one of my brother cardinals here from the United States, I said, you're on the Congregation for Bishops with him, and he was the head of the Congregation of Bishops, a very sensitive post in the Holy See. I said, what's he like? And he said, this cardinal said to me, he runs a great meeting, which not everybody does. Okay? It's sort of a sense of sound governance, a sensitivity in listening to people, but when it's time for decision, he's able to make a clean one. Those are the kind of things I picked up after those initial sentiments of this is just a cozy guy. There was a great headline today in the Italian press, the Corriere della Sera, one of their prominent newspapers, Un Papa Calmo, a calm Pope. Now, and there's kind of a shyness about him. He's as friendly as can be, but kind of a shyness. I love Pope Francis, but you wouldn't use the word shy. Okay, he's kind of a little shy and a little timid. I found that appealing. There was nothing ambitious or prestige-seeking about him. He's a winner, folks.
Well, Cardinal Dolan, we just love having you, and thank you for sharing your impressions.
Get over here. Get over here. I'm here for another 9 days.
Okay.
If we had known how it was going to turn out, we would have come.
Well, since you called.
Come on over.
Yes.
We got the big mass of, I mean, he's at the minute he says accepto, I accept, when after the election he becomes successor of St. Peter, the Pope. But we do have the formal mass of inauguration a week from Sunday.
Okay.
So I'll be sticking around for that, and it'd be good to have some company if you can wiggle your way
I hope
over.
the bosses are watching.
Cardinal Dolan,
There you
thank you.
go.
Thank you so much.
Love having
Guys,
you.
I missed you. Thank you.
What a gem.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.